Present day. Present time.
So you guys remember one of the first videos that I made here on YouTube when I first got started? It was around the time that Nvidia announced the 5000 series of GPU. During that time, I pointed out that Nvidia was leaning more towards software instead of hardware for their new line of cards. Well, it turns out I was right. Let's talk about Unreal Engine 5, the new kid on the block. So I decided to wait till a few big titles drop before actually judging it. Some of the titles that were made on Unreal Engine 5 consist of games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, Oblivion Remaster, and Expedition 33, which just dropped. Even though some of these games are really good, they all run into the same problem, which consists of performance problems and low frame rate. And some of it is due to Unreal Engine 5. Before we get into Nvidia's mess and what they've done, let's just rewind a little bit. So what's Unreal Engine 5 for those who don't know? So Unreal Engine 5 is basically a tool that game developers use to make their games look more photorealistic. It just touches up the light, it touches up lighting, textures, and geometry within the game. And yeah, it makes it look beautiful. It basically makes the game look like, you know how good games are in trailers when they first announce them? It makes them look like that, but like the whole game. It's just gorgeous. And as something that looks that good, of course, it's going to be really resource heavy. It sacrifices performance and stability and smoothness for image quality or fidelity or whatever you want to call it. And this mostly comes from two systems. I'm probably going to slaughter this, but it's Lumen and Nanite. Lumen is responsible for real-time global illumination. Just call it, it's like a fancy lighting effect or a fancy dynamic lighting. Nanite, on the other hand, is responsible for virtualized geometry, like lines, faces, just detail, like super detailed objects and models. Yes, these technologies look really freaking beautiful, but they calculate everything live, not ahead of time like other games do where they preload everything. And even like the RTS 4090 and some games that are made in this engine are reporting below 100 frames per second. I guess wars with shady compilation issues are a freaking nightmare sometimes. Every time you enter a new area, new lights, new effects, the engine has to compile shaders on the fly. Like I'm talking live. You're asking yourself why this happened. Most Unreal Engine 5 games are rushed out without proper optimization, which plays a huge part. Baked lighting. Also, high resolution textures are put in areas that are really not really that required. They just reuse a lot of high resolution textures. Also, the other thing is poor LOD, which means level of detail settings. Especially indie studios, they struggle hard with Unreal Engine 5 because the defaults are really not performance friendly unless you go out your way and optimize it yourself. You really gotta try hard too. Plus, most Unreal Engine 5 games now default by DirectX 12 instead of DirectX 11, and DirectX 12 is super powerful, but only if you optimize it right. And if you don't, like, the game will be really there'll be a lot of stutters, CPU bottlenecks, and even crashes. And even some games won't even launch at all. And we can already see this in some games. Like, if you look at Assassin's Creed Shadows, when that game just dropped, like it had early stutters and it had so many freaking crashes that it got max reported on day of launch, even after that day one patch. As for Expedition 33, the game looks beautiful, but it struggles from micro stutters as you play the game, and it has a really huge issue with frame stability. It never stays on a certain frame, it just goes up and down constantly. And that's not to say that Unreal Engine 5 is a bad engine. Studios like Bethesda, yes, I'm actually praising them. Thank you, Todd Howard. Along with, Bethesda work with Virtuals, who work on the Oblivion remaster, got even smarter with it. Both of the studios did is they combined their own house engine with Unreal Engine 5. And by doing that, they reduced the weakness of each system, like merging two shields to cover each other's blind spot. And honestly, more studios should build hybrid engines like this. It's just playing it smart and safe. But where am I going with this? Remember what I said during the Nvidia 5000's reveal? That Nvidia's focusing more on software and leaves devs to get lazier. Remember that other video I reminded you guys earlier? As I mentioned that it will lead to poorly optimized games, and look at us now. And I want to make a little bit of a notice. I know that game developers are not all to blame because a lot of the times it's actually the investors that rush them to make the product and just rush it out. But for the ones that are actually lazy, Nvidia basically said, here, be lazy. We'll make your frames magically appear with DLSS instead of just giving us plain raw performance. Yes, the power of AI is here. Fake frames for everyone. And you get a fake frame. And you get a fake frame. It's not just fake frames, it's an illusion. It's starting to feel like some kind of Ponzi scheme. And I called this before it even started because you could obviously tell what their intent was. So today I invite you to educate others and spread the message. Let's push for most studios to either use hybrid engines or finally optimize their games properly. And for the love of God, optimize your games the most you can, please. Stop relying on DLSS band-aids. And no, this is not a cult recruitment, at least not yet. If you like this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. And until next time, stay spooky, stay weird, and I use Arch, by the way.